Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for clicking on today's video. Now today I want to talk about Angry Joe and this massive debacle that's been going on over the past couple of days. He's really divided his audience, and if you ever wanted a lesson on how to not treat your YouTube viewers, look at this and learn from it. Angry Joe has kind of messed up his whole YouTube channel. He's losing thousands of subscribers. He's divided his fan base like 50-50. 50% people who agree with him, 50% of people who hate him. That's not a way to treat a YouTube channel with 2.9 million subscribers, and he's just going to keep losing subscribers from this. And I just want to say, I don't hate Angry Joe. In fact, he's one of my favourite creators on the whole website. I followed his channel since 2013, and his angry lists and his angry reviews are among the best on YouTube. His reviews, hands down, are the best on YouTube. They're better than IGN's, they're better than paid off GameSpots. I rate him above any other reviewer, and that is what he's good at. But when he brings up politics and starts politicising his content, that's where his channel's going to fall short, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you may be wondering, why am I educated to speak on this? I fucked up on YouTube. I fucked up a lot of times, but it's not as noticed as much as it would be if I had 2.9 million subscribers. I've got 3,000 subscribers, so when I fuck up, I'll get criticised for it, but not on the scale that Angry Joe will. He's got 2.9 million subscribers. He needs to be more careful and more cautious of the content he's putting on his channel. And instead of just apologising, he's sticking by what he said, even though it's wrong. He tarnished all Trump supporters under the same banner. In previous videos, he said they're not educated, otherwise they wouldn't have voted for Trump. He then says you've got to be a Trump fan if you're pissed off by women being in Battlefield 5, which just isn't the case. You don't have to be left or right to hate social justice warriors. You can be far right, far left, whatever. You just don't bring up politics and then tarnish everybody with the same brush because they don't want females in a historically accurate World War II game. And that's what DICE themselves said. Before all these bullshit trailers came out, they said they wanted to make the most realistic World War II game the world had ever seen. They then forced this political agenda in us faces. They thrusted women into everybody's faces in the trailer, and it's the second most disliked game trailer of all time on YouTube. Does that or does that not ring some bells in your head, Joe? Does that not make you think, okay, EA are a scummy company, they've got DICE under their wing, they're forcing them to do all this shit, or are DICE actually making these decisions as well? And instead of just going with the gamers, going with the people you've so fondly represented for years and years, you then side with EA. It just doesn't look right for you. I know you've called them out on tons of other games, but then just because Battlefield's one of your favourite franchises, you then side with them over the gamers. Instead of taking the gamers' side against the social justice warriors, you kind of make up excuses for why they shouldn't be pissed off because it's got a woman in. They promised historically accurate gameplay. They promised it was going to be historically accurate. They then thrust women in his faces. We get pissed off, and we're all fucking Trump supporters. The world is bigger than the USA. Why does nobody understand this? I was pissed off at the decision. I live in England. I'm not a Trump supporter, and I don't really talk about politics on my channel. I don't lean left, I don't lean right, I don't really fucking follow politics. You don't have to follow politics to be pissed off by social justice warriors, and this is why Angry Joe's dug himself a fucking hole. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so again, I didn't really want to make this video, but I can't just let hypocrisy like this stand, especially when it's from one of my favourite YouTubers content-wise. And you can see he usually gets a solid like to dislike ratio. He has made some controversial comments in the past, and we're going to talk about those after I finish this segment. And he recovered from that. He had a bad dislike to like ratio for a couple of weeks. He recovered, and he's done this 2 or 3 times now, and he doesn't seem to learn from it any time, and he just plays the victim every single time it's happened to him, instead of owning up to it and saying he fucked up, he shouldn't have made those comments. As you can see, his like to dislike ratio is good. Majority of the time, it's never dropped below 50%. He's got 41%, 61 and 76%. And lots of the comments have gone. I made a couple comments, one had 60 thumbs up, and it vanished from that video. I'm not saying Joe deleted it, someone might have reported it and got it removed. All I said was, you know you're in the wrong when half of your hardcore fans don't even agree with you. Which I stand by that comment. Now, one thing that annoys me a hell of a lot with this is that Angry Joe doesn't seem to be bothered about the women in Battlefield 5 because Battlefield's one of his favourite franchises. But in the past, he shat on Call of Duty for doing the same thing,
They even throw historical accuracy right out the fucking window and put women on the actual front lines of battle outside of the French resistance fighters and the British special forces, which, yes, actually happened. There were women in combat, but I don't recall there ever being black female German soldiers as Nazis slaughtering GIs in World War II. Maybe I missed the memo on that. I don't know.
Call of Duty World War II came out, he said that it just wasn't right that there was black Nazis in the game. Battlefield do the same thing, plus some. They take swastikas out as well. Nobody seems to be mentioning that. And he praises them for doing it and sticks up for them when he was shitting on Call of Duty just last year for doing the same thing. This clearly shows his bias towards Battlefield over Call of Duty. He'll shit on Call of Duty every single chance he gets, whereas I'll shit on any. If they all fuck me off, if they all do stupid shit, I'll call them all out on it. I don't know why his agenda changed from shitting on Call of Duty for doing the same things that Battlefield has done this year. But Activision, as money grabbing as they are, they didn't come out and say, if you don't like the game, don't fucking buy it, and shit on the community. Now, he kind of justifies why they shit on the community, and he justifies why the pre-orders are weak for Battlefield 5. They're weak because people have had enough of EA. We had the Battlefront 2 controversy where they shat on us again, tried pushing pay-to-win microtransactions down his throat. Okay, yeah, this year we don't get pay-to-win microtransactions like they did in Battlefront 2. They said microtransactions would be cosmetic only. I'm fine with that, but the reason people are pissed off, Joe, is because they promised. They did promise, I can get the quotes for you, that this would be the most realistic World War II game ever. But then we've got women with bionic arms running around, people with just out of place face paint on. It just doesn't match up to what actually happened in World War II. There were some women on the front lines, yes, you can't argue that. In specific armies, not in every single army, like EA and DICE are trying to portray here. They're just trying to paint World War II in their own brush. That's not what happened. You can't promise a historically accurate game, then deliver what you've delivered. Just say you're going to do your own take on World War II, that's fine. Don't promise things and don't try and shove an agenda down his throats. And Joe doesn't seem to understand this. DICE was taking the piss out of Sledgehammer Games for doing the same shit the year before. Some devs were laughing at them, then they pulled the same shit. Okay, this is the next thing I want to sort of dispute. In his first video, when he made the video saying pre-orders were weak, he said that EA wanted Patrick Sutherland to stay. If you do a little bit more research, you'd understand they wanted him to stay, and of course he's not going to lose his house, he's rich. Yes, I agree with you on those things, he is rich. They did not want him to stay, they had to cover face. They didn't want to say they fired him for being shit. He caused the first Star Wars controversy, which blew up in EA's faces. They lost millions, they got pulled up on it by fucking Disney. Disney had to pull them up on their money grabbing shit. Then only let's just say half a year later, this controversy with Battlefield 5, where he comes out publicly and tons of other employees come out and say, don't buy the game if you don't want it, we're not changing it for nobody, gamers are uneducated. Angry Joe doesn't mention this. He said don't like it, don't buy it. He also said we were all uneducated and we didn't know what we were talking about. Now that's bullshit. I know quite a lot about history, and to tell me I'm uneducated on a subject which I probably know more about than you is fucking ludicrous. He pissed off so many gamers with that statement, and we're voting with his wallets for once. We are saying, no, we're not going to give you his money. Fuck you, Patrick Sutherland. It's funny how he then resigns a month after saying those ludicrous things. Okay, just in case you haven't seen this video, I'll just let it play out for you, and then I'll respond to it again.
The company because of what you think he is leaving the company. If you do a little bit more research here, you'll see that the publisher really wanted him to stay. They gave him a $20 million...
Yes, they gave him a $20 million bonus, but it's not specified when this bonus was given. This could have been 6 months ago. This could have been 3 months ago, before he said the outlandish shit which caused gamers to stop pre-ordering the game. And if you do pre-order games, don't pre-order them. They could shit on you whenever they want. Wait for good game reviews to come out. Don't pre-order games anyway. This is kind of the first blowback, the second blowback EA have had from pissing off gamers, and it kind of boggles my mind that Activision, as scummy as they are, seem like saints compared to EA. They don't employ as scummy people as Patrick Sutherland, and whoever decides to take him on after this disaster at EA, you need your head shaking. You really do. Okay. This his description on this video really annoyed me, and let me just tell you why. Okay, so Battlefield 5's pre-order sales are currently weak compared to Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So it's clearly because of the SJW agenda. He's being sarcastic right there. He then says some of these channels, some I'm sub to, because if you sub to it means it's okay. You can slag them off. You can do what you want, misleading their viewers to push a political agenda or pander to a biased group. No one is pushing a political agenda just because we're speaking out against SJWs. You can be liberal if you're speaking out against SJWs. You can be conservative. It doesn't make a fucking difference because we don't want people to ruin our games who don't play our games. Why should they have a say in video games when they don't buy any? Let's say I buy 10 video games a year. I should have a say in what happens. An SJW who purchases one game a year, or some dirty casual gamer who purchases one game a year, they shouldn't have a massive say in what happens when they only play the game for, let's say, a couple hours a week, whereas hardcore gamers spend, I don't know, 15 hours a week on games, all their spare time. So why should they have more say on the game than people who play it a lot more? Do you get what I'm saying, Joe? Okay, lads, so this is annoying as well. Let me let this play.
One of the biggest Call of Duties and the biggest video game release this year. From a little-known developer,
Okay, Joe, so you're saying the biggest Call of Duty ever. How is it the biggest Call of Duty ever? It's been one of the most controversial Call of Duties ever. That stupid Black Ops pass that every single YouTuber spoke out on, even the ones who've known to be in Activision's pocket in the past, have criticised Activision and criticised Treyarch for their bullshit approach to Black Ops 4. There's no single player for the first time ever in a Call of Duty game. They're doing Battle Royale, which has pissed off a lot of people because Fortnite and PUBG are probably going to do it better. And we've only got zombies, multiplayer and Battle Royale. They've took out the mainstay in every single Call of Duty game today, and it's the most controversial Call of Duty that's ever launched. Just look at the announcement trailer. It got shitloads of dislikes. Not as many as Battlefield 5, but it got lots of dislikes. This is not why Battlefield 5 is doing bad. It's because he told people not to purchase the game and he called us uneducated. And you seem to be sticking up for him for some fucking reason. I do not know why, Joe. You're going back on everything you've said in the past. You were always an advocate for the gamers. Now, I don't know what seems to happen with you if you're going through some personal shit. It really upsets me as a long-time fan of Angry Joe to see him completely betray us and say that if we don't agree with him, it's because we're conservatives. You don't have to be a conservative to not agree with this. I don't know why you bring up politics, Joe. The easiest way to kill your channel, just look at your Social Blade. He's lost about 10,000 subscribers in 2 days because of bringing up politics. And then as soon as somebody unsubscribes, all his fans are saying, fuck off, we don't need you anyway. That's the mob mentality that's ruining YouTube. Because somebody's expressed their dissatisfaction with your content and saying they want to leave because you're making, I'll say it, you're making biased videos like this. Then you made another video after this, basically responding to and attacking another YouTuber because he called you out on your shit. Why can't you just be the bigger man and apologise and say you shouldn't have brought up politics? It's clear that you lean to the left. I haven't got a problem with that. You can believe in whatever you want, but don't put it across on your YouTube channel and don't say people who disagree with you are uneducated Donald Trump fans, because that's just not fucking right. You should be able to support who the fuck you want, and you shouldn't be judged for it by one of your favourite content creators. This next point's quite annoying. It basically says that another reason that it's not selling well is because people can't afford it. That's just bullshit. When I was 16, if I wanted 3 games, I'd find a way to buy them. It's just that people are too lazy now, or that's what you think. People can find money when they want. I used to sell games, do odd jobs for my neighbours, do jobs for my dad, do jobs for my mum, and I'd get enough money. I'd end up buying Call of Duty, Battlefield, and whatever I wanted. Let's just say Fable 3.
Maybe 2 games in a month, maybe, if you're working really hard and you're doing other things, so...
Dude, you can save up. Let's just say you saved up from May to October so you can buy all the games you want. And I know that's possible because my little cousin who's 16 has managed to buy he's pre-ordered all these games. As much as I don't want him to pre-order them, He's pre-ordered them. He's 16. He's saved up the damn money, so don't say that students can't afford the fucking game. They clearly can. My girlfriend's a student. If she wanted to buy all these games, she'd be able to buy them. It's called budgeting and saving. Please don't tarnish all gamers with the same brush that we can't save and we're like living in his fucking mum's basement. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, John. I don't know why you're doing this.
Your agenda, they're trying to put women in our games, and they're trying to make us feel for females and have better representation in games. How dare they? This should be historically accurate, no women. Is that really the reason? No, I'm thinking, yeah, that maybe people will.
That is massively one of the reasons, Joe. And maybe just get this through your fucking head. That they said, if you don't like the game, don't fucking buy it. You're all uneducated, you don't know what you're talking about. Do I have to repeat this 50 fucking times? He just goes on and on about the same point over and over and over again. And then he wonders why he's been bombarded with 39,000 dislikes. In the next video, he doesn't apologise for this. He just says, some of you might have some good reasons. He just highlights tons of smaller YouTubers, which could have got flamed by his fans, but thankfully they didn't. The Quartering and Griffin Gaming didn't get flamed. Guess what? The majority of fucking people on YouTube agreed with them. This is a YouTuber who has 100,000 subscribers and Griffin Gaming has around 20,000, and people are agreeing with two tiny YouTubers compared to Joe's 2.9 million subscribers. Now I know hardcore fans will agree with Joe no matter what, but ones who actually thought about what he said and processed it, they've disliked his video. He's got 2.9 million subscribers. He's better represented than any of the other YouTubers who've made videos on him. And has he not learned from when this happened before? About 6 months ago, he was telling people to unsubscribe and leave his channel because he wasn't uploading enough angry reviews and people were getting mad at him for not uploading enough of the content which made him famous in the first place. He had a massive hate wave for that. This is not the first time Angry Joe has done something controversial, and I've never spoke on it in the past because I love his content. I think his content's fantastic, but you can only do it so many times before people are going to call you out on this bullshit. I've been called out on bullshit before, and it was nowhere near as bad as this.
You can, you know, refute me if you want, but I guarantee you the majority of people that voted for Trump are uneducated. I know, that's like, oh, Joe, that's fucked up to say. No, that's actually the fact. And if you want to show me proof otherwise, you won't find it. I guarantee you, the uneducated.
Yes, he did say that. That's not some forged content. This was back in 2016. This is what I said I was going to refer to later in the video. He managed to recover from this. I mean, he's got a lot of alcoholic beverages behind him when he said this stupid statement that Donald Trump supporters are uneducated, and he challenges people to find the statistics that say they're not. Where are the statistics that say they are uneducated? That's just the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard a YouTuber say in my life, and I forgive him. I forgave him for that. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter because I'm not even in the fucking US. But to call out the supporter of a presidential nominee is fucking ridiculous. Then make a video basically crying because he won. When, if you want to talk about facts, I don't support either. Hillary Clinton represented somebody when she was a lawyer who raped a 10-year-old child. A 10-year-old child. He doesn't mention this. I'm not sure many Hillary Clinton fans will mention this. And the majority of women in the US voted for Donald Trump. Does that not tell you something about Hillary Clinton, the person who was meant to represent all women? That she didn't even get the majority vote from women. Most of the women in the country voted for Donald Trump. I don't bring up politics. Those are facts. You can find those on the internet. What he said's just not a fact, that people are uneducated who voted for Donald Trump. I'm sure there'll be uneducated people who voted for both sides who don't know the full stories about Donald Trump and don't know the full story about Hillary Clinton, which is why you need to educate yourself better before you put out a ridiculous shit, yes, it is a shit video, Joe, like this. And you can see, I'll dislike it right now, people don't fucking agree with you. You got 3,000 dislikes when somebody, I think you live streamed this, somebody clipped it, put it on YouTube. And the comments, I don't agree with the comments, some of them are a bit nasty. A Clinton spotter calling conservatives easily manipulated. That's ironic. Okay. I want to know why I'd vote for Trump, Joe, because minorities and liberals kept calling me uneducated, angry, scared, misogynistic, xenophobic, racist. He's just digging himself a hole after a hole after a hole, and he's recovered from it a lot of times. That's all I really want to say. This time, if he doesn't be the bigger man and apologise, because he hasn't apologised for any of the previous times, the times when he got pissed off over Donald Trump winning the election, the time when he got pissed off, people were angry that he weren't uploading his angry reviews, which is fair enough. He was uploading like one a month. That's what made you famous. It's only right that you stick to that content. And I know you're a content creator. You can upload what you want, when you want. I do it. But you've got a massive, massive reach on YouTube. You've got millions of people wanting to watch you daily. So I can see where they're coming from, and I can see where you're coming from. You recovered from that. Fair enough. I think you're a great YouTuber. But when you bring up this bullshit, you're damaging yourself. You're damaging your brand. You're losing fans, and you still won't be the bigger man. You still won't admit you're wrong. Instead, you're making videos responding to YouTubers, calling them out when they're fucking right. You're wrong, Joe. Admit it. Okay, lads, so this is the video which pissed off a lot of people, including myself. He's still got more likes on this video than he did dislikes somehow. I guess his fans are coming out in force. I had to dislike it. This is what made me reach my boiling point, and it pissed me off a lot. 42,000 thumbs up, 26,000 dislikes, lads. Now, the Quartering is a YouTuber I follow, pretty good YouTuber. He talks out against SJWs all the time, and he believes in good games, and he don't want microtransactions in. The same sort of shit I do. He made a video on Angry Joe, basically. He made valid points. There was a couple of points which I didn't agree with, but Angry Joe doesn't take anything on board what he said. He just tries making excuses for himself and making it that all conservatives are bad. It makes it seem like all conservatives are bad. We've all got shit arguments, shit points. I'm not conservative, but I'm just saying that. Let's watch it.
Let's go through
my video celebrating the death. That, or is it your 12 minutes of straw manning against an argument I haven't seen anyone else make?
The whole community.
No, Joe, you did make an argument which nobody else agreed with. You was just making up excuses for why Battlefield 5 wasn't selling like, or Red Dead Redemption 2 or Black Ops 4, the best-selling Call of Duty ever. You kind of were. Some of the things he said wasn't right, but you then go on to make it even worse for yourself.
Why are you responding to Angry Joe?
A YouTuber of 2.9 million subs should know fans cannot be controlled in the comments. You get cancerous comments on every single video. There could be a video of a fucking dog running around in circles, and someone would leave a comment like, I hope you kill yourself, you fucking prick. That is part and parcel of being an internet celebrity, if you will. They're both kind of internet celebrities, and the fact that Joe doesn't grasp this point is unreal. The amount of hate he's received over the past, since he started his channel in like 2010, and he doesn't understand this. And he says that his fans are berating him in the comments. Of course they're going to berate you in the comments. They think you've betrayed them, and they think you're in EA's pocket. I don't believe that. I think you're just passionate about Battlefield, and you've just fucking completely forgot where you came from, and you've fucked off all your long-time fans, it seems.
Has responded to my video.
No, this isn't about.
Right. So then Joe says he didn't respond to the video because the Quartering says he did respond to it. You knew what you were getting yourself in for, Joe. You screenshotted 4 YouTubers who've all now made responses to your fucking video. You clearly, you're talking about his fans hating you. You knew by putting a screenshot in of his channel and all these other channels that your fans would go and flame that channel. That is what happens. That is the mob mentality on YouTube. So you can say you weren't directly responding to him. You weren't saying his name. You said, I've watched 4 videos. You put a screenshot on. You didn't blur out the thumbnail. You didn't blur out the channel name. It was the Quartering, Griffin Gaming, and I'm not sure of the other 2. So don't come with that shit saying you didn't name him. You knew what was going to happen, and if you didn't, then you're too naive to have 2.9 million subscribers, Joe. I'm sorry. Okay, so further in his video, he says, I'm going to prove to you that... It starts leaning on politics, and I'm going to prove to you that these people don't get riled, that they get riled up so easily, and you're causing controversy where there doesn't need to be any. You're causing YouTube beef. As somebody who's been on the platform for over 8 years, Joe, I thought you'd know better than this. I've been on it for around a year and a half where I've been uploading, and let me just show you all.
Disingenuous, low IQ. The Angry Cuck, Social Justice Warrior Cuck, Angry Just Show, Angry Cuck Show, Angry Cuck Show, fuck off, you.
So it's so surprising, Joe, that a YouTuber with 2.9 million subscribers gets a couple of bad apples in the comment section. These are comments that have been held for review. I get tons that have been held for review, and I've got 3,000 subscribers. I get about 20 of those a day telling me to kill myself. They hate me, I'm a faggot, I hope I slit my wrists. Do I make a fucking video highlighting it, trying to get sympathy, trying to prove that the conservatives or the Trump supporters are out for me? No. And he's saying that Quartering's misled these people. No, you can't control people like this on YouTube. If they're telling you to kill yourself, they're a piece of shit. I don't agree with that. But the fact that you're using this as an argument is absolutely fucking ridiculous. You're 33, Joe. You've been on YouTube for a decade, and you're actually using this as a point to further your agenda. I am 20. I've been on the platform for nowhere near as long as you, and I know that the YouTube comment section is utter cancer, which is why lots of YouTubers turn it off, which is why Total Biscuit, before he passed away sadly, turned his comment section off. It's why you've turned your comment section off in the past. So the fact you're using this as an argument to sort of get one up on the Quartering is fucking ridiculous. You know it's ridiculous. I don't know why you use this as an argument. I really don't, Joe. Now, lads, that's all I really want to say. Hopefully Joe learns from this and doesn't tarnish all people with the same brush going forward. He apologises at the end of this video, but then he retracts it and says, don't act like they're not linked. Like, if you're going to apologise, don't go on to another point at the same fucking part of the video. Don't say, I'm sorry, but... It's like, you're either sorry or you're not. You can't say, I'm sorry, but actually, Trump supporters are kind of linked to getting pissed off of women in the game. Just say you're sorry, apologise, and move on. Hope your channel recovers, because he's in full damage control mode right now. His channel has took a massive hit, and it'll take a massive hit financially. Because not as many ads will get shown in those videos, because advertisers, you know, they're pulling out over absolutely everything now. Advertisers, I don't get like, I think I get like, let's just say I get 3 out of 10 videos I upload monetized. They never want to monetize my content. It'll be monetized for a day, then it'll turn to the yellow symbol. So I'm sure he's getting hit by the same shit right now. Anyway, if you did enjoy the video and you want more videos, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't and you want to point out some points I've missed, hit a dislike and let me know in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and turn notifications on. All my social media links will be in the description below, along with my Patreon. I love you all. I will see you all in the next one.
These girls wanna tie a kid down and keep me around, but I would never change. I'm a dog, I'm a hound, but I tell them what they wanna hear. They like how it sound till I'm gone with the wind and I'm lost, never found. I met her at my show, then we smashed right